What's up, guys? I want to share a quick body game video with you. It's been a long time since I posted one, and I got another situation where I want to teach and show you real proof and examples of how body game will get women to come back to you when you're not even thinking about them. I'm going to show you some screenshots because you know how I do. I'm showing you examples from my life. I'm not taking content from anywhere else. Showing you real life examples from, I had an ex-girlfriend reach out to me recently. I haven't seen her in, let's say, a few years. I don't want to give exact time frames just because I haven't seen her in over a year at least. I don't talk to her often. She messages me just out of the blue and she says this. I'll put up on the screen and she says, "Hey." I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" Because I'm wondering, why is this chick contacting me? What does she want? Because I don't talk to her. She says straight up, "I was just thinking about you." I'll say, "Okay, well, what were you thinking about?" The first thing you see that comes out of her mouth is she was literally thinking about my body. So when I'm making these videos and I'm telling you that body game does matter, and I know I had a guy comment on one of my videos or a few videos saying that, yeah, body game doesn't keep the woman and you still got to have a big house and all that stuff's better. Yes, having more things is going to be better. But the point is, I'm trying to let you men know working on your body, being the best that you can be physically is going to help you. That's all I'm saying. It's going to help you. So you can see from the text messages here, she says she's thinking about my body. So literally I had a woman reach out to me that I've already dealt with just because she was thinking about my body. And now let me explain why she may be thinking about my body. On my social media, I post videos of me maybe working out, all that stuff. I'm able to post videos of my body on my social media, on the internet, because I keep my body in check. And to be honest with you, on all of my social media, I have not posted any videos within the last month and a half. That's why you don't see a newer video on this channel except this one. So I'm telling you, this woman literally had to look on my social media, or she saw one of my videos on social media that I already created of my body. It reminded her of the body that she used to see when she was with me, and therefore she reached out to me. So as you can see, I'm not like super attractive in the face and all that stuff, but that's what I'm saying. It's just your body sometimes can help you out. I've had this happen multiple times where women will reach out to me just because of how my body looks. They'll see something on social media, or they haven't seen me post on social media in a while. Just your absence alone will make them want to reach out to you. They will say, "I haven't seen a picture of his body in a while," or "I haven't seen him posting his body in his videos in a while. Where is this guy?" So they'll reach out to you. I've had girls text me because they're thinking about me because I have not posted on social media. So that's another thing. So as you can see, I asked her, what does she like about my body? And let her tell me about the fantasy, because you always want women to live in a fantasy. And so I want her to explain it the way that she's fantasizing it. So that way I know what's good about the body game. I'm giving you proof based on a woman's words, basically. I don't have to make this up for her. So you can see she says she just loves kissing on my abs. Something that you don't hear a lot of women admit, or you may not have heard from a woman. But if you get your body game up, then you're going to have a woman eventually saying this to you, like, "Oh, I love touching your abs. I miss kissing your abs." This has happened multiple times, and you're getting this straight from her mouth here. This is her telling me what she likes about it, not me just assuming. Like some guys could just tell you what they think got women like. I'm letting you see what the woman says she likes herself about my body, or about what they like in men's bodies in general. She likes kissing and touching your abs. So then, you know, I tell her, look, she said we had fun, because she's my ex. She's one of my ex-girlfriends. So then you see, I tell her, hey, look, we could have some more fun. There's no reason we can't. And she's like, oh, really? And that's because, see, look, some women don't know they have a chance with you unless you let them know. A lot of guys are doing this opposite. They're trying to let the woman know up front that they have a chance with them, where the woman needs to be kind of second guessing whether or not you would even be interested in them. And that's why she has that type of response. Obviously, she's like, oh, dang, really? There is an opportunity for me to see or touch or kiss his body again? That's kind of what that is a little bit. So you hear it from her mouth here. It's like she likes that idea of, this guy's cocky. But once I get a hold of him, I'm the one that can tame him. They like that little idea and dynamic. But if they don't see you as more powerful and they need to try to bring you down a little bit, it's going to be harder for them to be turned on by you if they think you're below them, if that makes sense. So then, this is the way I give compliments. I give compliments based on their talent. So that's where she talked about, hey, you always love when I gave you customer service. And I said, yeah, I compliment her on that because positive reinforcement. If I want that to happen again, I'm going to reinforce it positively. So I told her, look, yeah, you're very talented when it comes to that. And you see, she gets turned on more by it, or she's still going with the flow. She says, thank you, sexy. So how many women you know are going to be like, oh my gosh, thank you for telling me you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling her, look, you gave great customer service and I didn't boost it too much. I just dropped one little statement. That's all you got to do is just, you got to not be so emotional reactive when you're responding to women. Just give them a little bit, enough to make them happy, and compliment them on things like that. If that's what you want from them. Like, I want that from her, so I'm going to compliment her on that. I'm not going to compliment her on, like, just being beautiful, because that's so generic. Versus, yeah, you did great when you do that. She's going to want to do it more now. Because she's like, well, if that's what he likes, then I'm going to do it for him. And you got to be not afraid to tell a woman what you actually like. Some of you guys get so caught up in trying to do what the woman likes. And really, women want to do something they like. Women want to do things for you to try to please you sometimes. But they don't even know because you're too scared to tell them. You're trying to work the opposite way. You're trying to please her and try to figure out what she likes. And the way I do it is I try to figure out what she likes by just letting her explain to me. And when you see what she's explaining all things that she wants to do to me. So that goes to show you, when a woman's really attracted to you, they're usually thinking about what they want to do to you. And of course, they still want you to do something too, but it's going to be both ways. You see what I'm saying? And they'll take pleasure in trying to make you happy. Now, this part got a little cringe for me. I mentioned here on the screenshots that I'm thinking about her before I get into the shower, because I'm still trying to plant more fantasies in her head. And then she says, yay, which I knew she didn't think much of that. So I kept the pressure on, though, because I said, well, I got to take it to another fantasy now. And this is how you got to work women. You got to give them fantasies that are realistic, things that you can actually execute and actually make happen, so that way you don't fall short. So when I got out the shower, I was like, okay, I got this coconut oil that I put on. I told her, hey, look, I'm going to need you to rub this coconut oil on me. And so that's confidence, that's bold. That's what you got to be able to do, is I'm telling her what I want her to do. That's assertiveness. So I never know how it's going to work out. Whenever you try something assertive and bold, you know you can get all kinds of responses. But that's what you got to be able to take these chances here to see what they really say. That's how you know if they like you. So look, you see her response. She's like, dang, well, actually, that sounds great. So you see how I had to initiate that to put that thought in her head, because you can tell she responded like, wow, I hadn't even thought about that, but I kind of want to do that. And then you see where it leads to. Now, the end result is, if I fast forward to these messages, the end result is now she wants to see me. So she asked me, do I still live with someone else? Because when we first dated, I didn't live by myself, but now I do. So now it's, look, she's ready to see me now, because I just planted a new fantasy in her head that we can actually make happen. And then we do some logistics and we start planning some things out. And you pay attention to how I'm setting up a meetup with a woman. This is important. You need to be very straightforward. Do not ask her a bunch of questions and act like you already had this set up in your head. Don't act like you're trying to get her to figure all this stuff out. Act like you got it figured out. She just needs to say yes to it. And that's how you can see here. It's very short and concise with the responses here. When it gets down to making those business meetings, don't play around with it. Don't take a lot of time. Don't ask a lot of questions. Go ahead and set it and let it be what it is. And so this is an example of body game, getting women to return to you, plus using social media to kind of market your body sometimes. And that's a lot of times, that's where I get women that I've always dealt with in the past. They'll just come back to me once they see a social media post, and they'll end up messaging me or text messaging me, talking about they're thinking about me. It happens a lot. I just don't show you all those interactions. I might show a few more of those, but let me know if you like this. You want to see more body game videos, go ahead and subscribe. I got one that's about like 2.7K views right now. A lot of people are loving that one. Go back through the channel and check that one out, and thanks for watching.